Chevrolet may have just made the most dangerous gamble in the full-size truck war. The 2027 Silverado arrives with two V8s, a possible plug-in hybrid, a radically upgraded cabin, and off-road hardware aimed directly at Ford and Ram. But these changes are not guaranteed victories. Some could restore Chevy's dominance, while others could backfire with loyal truck buyers. Strap in, feel the power. Welcome to Torque Tribune, where every turn fuels your passion for motoring. Here are the 5 most controversial Silverado changes, and the one decision that could determine whether Chevy finally takes the lead or gets left behind. Number 5. Chevy's high-stakes bet on new V8 muscle. The 2027 Silverado's biggest controversy is Chevrolet's decision to reinforce naturally aspirated V8 power, while rivals move towards smaller turbo engines and electrification. The truck reportedly gains new 5.7-liter and 6.6-liter V8s, appealing to buyers who value traditional displacement, towing strength, predictable throttle response, familiar sound, and potentially simpler ownership. However, Chevy faces strong competition from Ford's torque-rich EcoBoost engines and Ram's smoother Hurricane inline-6. The strategy is bold, nostalgic, and risky. Its success will depend on horsepower, low-end torque, fuel economy, towing capability, refinement, and long-term durability. If the new V8s deliver serious working power without excessive fuel consumption in practice, Chevrolet could regain trust among loyal truck buyers. If not, Ford and Ram will quickly expose the weakness. But Chevrolet's powertrain gamble does not end with V8 nostalgia, because its next move could electrify the Silverado ownership experience. Number 4. The plug-in hybrid Silverado could rewrite the formula. Chevrolet may follow its renewed V8 commitment with a plug-in hybrid Silverado, combining electric efficiency with truck capability. A well-engineered system could handle commutes, errands, and short job site trips on electric power while retaining gasoline range for towing, hauling, and long-distance travel. Instant electric torque could also improve low-speed response when launching with a trailer or moving heavy loads. However, Chevy cannot afford a weak effort, especially with Ford's F-150 power boost established and Ram advancing electrified alternatives. Buyers will expect useful electric range, reliable battery management, credible towing performance, realistic pricing, and durability under heat, cold, mud, vibration, and heavy payloads. The concept could be brilliant, but only if it performs like a truck first and an electrified experiment second. Before we enter the top 3, subscribe to Torque Tribune and tap like if you enjoy high-torque truck analysis today. Yet electrification is only one part of Chevy's modernization push, because the Silverado's most overdue transformation waits inside the cabin. Number 3. Silverado's cabin finally enters the digital fast lane. The Silverado has delivered strong capability, but its cabin often lagged behind rivals. Ram raised expectations with premium materials, while Ford offered flexible technology, leaving Chevrolet's interior feeling dated. The 2027 redesign aims to change that with a larger central touchscreen, a digital driver display, and a passenger screen on higher trims. Practical upgrades include a multi-flex center console that converts into a workspace, dual wireless charging, and Super Cruise with trailering to reduce fatigue on highway trips. Still, technology alone will not define the cabin. Buyers will also judge seating comfort, storage, physical controls, materials, and fit and finish. If Chevrolet gets those details right, especially in high country and ZR2 models, the Silverado may finally match its capability. With the cabin entering the digital age, attention now turns outward to whether Silverado's redesigned sheet metal looks equally transformative. Number 2. A tougher new look. But is it bold enough? The 2027 Silverado's exterior redesign gives Chevrolet's full-size truck sharper lighting, a broader grille, tail lamps, a wider-looking stance, and dual exhaust outlets. These changes create a tougher, more modern presence without abandoning the familiar Silverado shape. That balance may satisfy loyal owners who want recognizable Chevy styling, but it could disappoint buyers expecting a dramatic visual transformation. Ford has kept the F-150 fresh through gradual evolution, while Ram has pushed a smoother, more premium design direction, leaving Chevrolet in a difficult middle ground. The new Silverado looks cleaner, stronger, and more refined, yet perhaps not bold enough to dominate attention. Its showroom appeal may ultimately depend on trim level, wheel design, paint choice, and how commanding it looks in person. But visual muscle means little without hardware to match, bringing us to Chevrolet's aggressive response in the off-road truck battle. Number 1. ZR2 and Trail Boss bring serious off-road hardware. The 2027 Silverado's biggest off-road gains come through the Trail Boss, ZR2, and ZR2 Bison. The Trail Boss reportedly adds a 2-inch factory lift and 34-inch mud-terrain tires, improving clearance, traction, and trail-ready presence for snow, mud, hunting routes, and weekend adventures. The ZR2 goes further with 35-inch tires, front and rear electronic locking differentials, Multimatic DSSV dampers, jounce dampers, and its own 2-inch lift. This hardware helps control impacts, body movement, and traction on rough terrain without ruining on-road manners. The ZR2 Bison adds stronger bumpers, rocker protection, beadlock-capable wheels, and heavier underbody armor. Chevy may still trail the F-150 Raptor and Ram's wildest off-road trucks in desert racing character, but the capability gap is closing quickly with every upgrade. After the dust settles, one question remains. Do these 5 changes move Silverado ahead, or merely closer to its rivals? Final verdict: Silverado returns stronger, but rivals remain ready. The 2027 Silverado represents 5 major bets: V8 tradition, possible plug-in hybrid versatility, digital cabin technology, familiar exterior toughness, and expanded off-road capability. Chevrolet is addressing several weaknesses that allowed Ford and Ram to dominate important parts of the full-size truck conversation. Yet closing the gap is not the same as taking the lead. Ford still offers impressive powertrain variety. Ram maintains a premium cabin advantage, and both rivals bring serious off-road credibility. Silverado now appears stronger, smarter, and more complete. But Chevrolet must prove these upgrades work beyond brochures and showroom lighting. Real-world fuel economy, towing performance, cabin quality, hybrid durability, pricing, and trail capability will ultimately determine whether this redesign becomes a segment leader or another respectable challenger again. Now here is where we want to hear from you. Would you choose the redesigned Silverado over the Ford F-150 or Ram 1500? And which of these 5 changes matters most to you? Do you believe Chevrolet's V8 strategy brilliantly protects traditional truck power, or should the company push harder toward hybrid performance? We would love to hear your thoughts, ownership experiences, and opinions, so share them in the comments below. Your insight could help another automotive enthusiast make a better informed truck buying decision. Subscribe to Torque Tribune and turn on notifications to stay ahead with the latest vehicle updates, in-depth reviews, and upcoming videos. The 2027 Silverado is only one of many exciting vehicles reshaping the automotive landscape. Click one of the videos on your screen and discover what could become your next favorite vehicle. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.